K105 105 Days of Summer.
All summer.
Brought to you by Future Designs on the Twin Lakes Best Mix, K105.
As soon as you are able, woman, I am willing to make the break that we are on the brink of. My cup is on the table, my love is feeling, waiting here for you to take and drink of. So if you're tired of the same old story, oh, turn some pages. I'll be here when you are ready to roll with the changes. Yeah, yeah.
This is In the Know for Wednesday, June 17, the 169th day of 2020. There are 197 days left in the year. Good morning, MB, guiding you through In the Know at K105 on Litchfield's Country Station 103.9 The Moose, live online at K105.com via the Apple and Android smartphone app using the SoundCloud or iTunes podcast. We're on Facebook Watch, on YouTube Live, on Periscope, and the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. COVID-19 update from yesterday. Also, Daniel Cameron has a warning for some Kentuckians. We'll tell you about that. Plus, we'll look forward to Father's Day. We've got a piece, If Fathers Were in Charge, what the world would be like. And we'll give you your chance to win. We will be having your chance to win some Holiday World tickets. That and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Beej is out today. So we have reached out to the bullpen and called in Grayson County Extension Agriculture Agent Whitney Carmen. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome back.
I'm glad to be back. It's
I
been a while.
haven't seen you since since the Rona.
I know.
How have you been holding up to the Rona?
Doing well, actually. We're still working. So, but since we're a public entity, it's been a little bit different. So we've had to grow with those changes, but we're okay.
Yeah.
We're good.
How are the adventures of Jack and Caroline during the Rona? Are they hanging in there?
They are by a thread.
I heard you say they got back to some normal activities
They did.
yesterday and this week, so maybe there's truly light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes, I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are missing their friends and their activities for sure.
Well, it's good to see you. Glad that you're here. She is the pride of Pumpkin Center, the heiress to the great mini burger fortune. She's Vera Wang's arch nemesis and the Professional Bargain Hunters Woman of the Year. She's Misty Embry Thomas. Hey. How's Misty?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I can't help. I missed the memo to wear a pink shirt today.
Yeah, we didn't
solid
want to
pink.
include you.
It's okay. I don't mind being left out.
You compliment, though.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. Looking pretty good, all three together. I'm going to go ahead and lead with I'm going to go ahead and state the obvious for today. A new study, a new poll says Americans are the unhappiest they've been in 50 years.
Really? I had no idea.
And you thought 2020 was bad? No, it's just it went from bad. It went from bad to worse. This
But what
bold,
caused it?
yet unsurprising. Yeah, what could have
Any
happened?
idea where we went wrong?
The conclusion comes from the COVID response tracking study the University of Chicago conducted. It says it finds that just 14% of American adults say they're very happy, down from 31% who said the same in 2018. That year, 23% said they'd often or sometimes feel isolated in recent weeks. Now 50% say that. The worst part of this is that this survey was conducted in late May. World's changed a little bit since late May.
Yeah.
I don't know if so June to you. So you've got if we've maybe the unhappiest we've been in 100 years.
I was concerned on June 1st when the National Weather Service told me it was hurricane season starting.
Oh,
and I was
yeah.
like, that was my concern.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it was to be Hurricane of People.
I still think that the line of the year so far is, did we skip murder hornets?
Right.
I think we skipped murder
I think we
hornets.
skipped murder
I think we went too quickly over
Some
murder
people
hornets.
did, but
and
some people didn't.
Really?
moved on to the next
Yeah,
thing.
no, they really didn't get their proper due.
That's right. The they got us all worked up over
Yeah,
the murder
yeah, yeah,
hornets,
yeah.
and then they said, "Oh, they're not a thing after all."
I even found one locally.
I was going to say, we've had 20 people bring in what they think is the murder hornet, but it's not.
Oh, it's not?
No.
No?
We don't have
Well,
it
what's
here.
that thing?
It's a European hornet.
Oh,
Yeah,
And
it's big, just
European
like it.
hornets don't have murderous tendencies. Is that what we can deduce from?
They're the kind hornets.
Yeah,
Yes,
they tend to leave you alone.
they're civil.
Yeah.
Yes, they're gentlemanly.
Oh, okay, very
I
good.
got it.
We have the nice hornets.
I'm glad Whitney's here to kind of to solve this. She solves so many things
She
when
really
she comes.
does. This is.
You know, when
She
we
knows
have,
a lot about horses,
when
and
we
she
have-
says it correctly.
We have cow questions.
Right?
We
Yep.
find out the answers to the questions we need answers to. The warm up continues today. Be a slightly warmer day than yesterday. Partly sunny skies. Highs will be in the low to mid 80s. Tonight features mostly clear skies. Lows in the upper 50s and lower 60s. Temperatures warm into the mid 80s tomorrow. Isolated downpours are possible tomorrow afternoon, but mostly will stay dry. A cold front will move through later on Father's Day. So Father's Day later afternoon and the evening should be more pleasant, but going to be a warm and muggy couple of days from Friday afternoon into the end of and a portion of Sunday. Today, partly cloudy, 84, mostly clear, 63 tonight, partly cloudy, and 86 for tomorrow. That's what we expect. Nearly 13,000 COVID-19 cases here in Kentucky, and 3 counties account for 48% of Tuesday's new cases. The governor said there are 203 new cases of the virus in Kentucky, bringing us to 12,829. 3 Kentucky counties account for 48% of the new cases. Jefferson had 54, Fayette had 28, and Warren had 15. After reporting 6 new deaths on Monday, the governor announced 7 virus-related deaths yesterday, bringing the state's death toll to 512. And from time to time, we like to give you this updated number of nearly 13,000 total cases. 2,436 have been hospitalized ever. So 13,000. Of the 13,000 total cases, just over 2,400 have been hospitalized ever. There is a story at K105.com on the demographic breakdown of the virus, and it kind of bears out what we already knew. But it studies the fatality rate or mortality rate by decade. So 0 to 9 if you're 10 to 19. And not surprisingly, the 80 plus, there have been 1,058 cases of Kentuckians that are age 80 or above. And there's a 24.1% fatality rate for those in that age group. It goes down to 12.4% if you're in your 70s, goes down to 5.3% in your 60s, 1.7% in your 50s, 0.4% 40s. There have been 0 deaths among people 20 to 29 and 0 deaths among people 10 to 19 and no deaths from newborn to 9. So we knew this already, but I didn't realize that it was you have a 1 in 4 chance if you're in your 80s, if you're above 80.
Wow.
But hopefully, and this is why our long-term care facilities and our nursing homes have been so vulnerable during this process. Attorney General Daniel Cameron is warning that nursing homes cannot seize CARES Act stimulus checks. He warned Kentuckians yesterday of unlawful seizure of Medicaid recipients' CARES Act stimulus funds by nursing home and assisted living facilities, and is encouraging victims or their families to contact his office if this has happened to them. His office says in some circumstances, Medicaid beneficiaries sign over financial resources, including Social Security or pension funds, to nursing homes or assisted living facilities. However, the current federal stimulus checks are not required to be surrendered. Under the CARES Act, Congress designated federal stimulus checks as a tax credit, and according to law, credits do not count as resources for federal benefit programs like Medicaid. I would have never considered that, so when I saw it, I thought, well, that information might be helpful to someone.
Right.
Somewhere. You may know someone living somewhere else, and that has happened to them, and so contact the Attorney General's office. Allie Lundy Grimey. Haven't heard from her in a few months since she left office back in December. Hopefully she's holding up well during the Rona. She has endorsed Charles Booker in the Democratic Senate race.
Okay.
I guess not surprising, but it does come from what I have observed as an interesting sudden shift to Charles Booker from Amy McGrath.
Yeah, I'm a little bit shocked by that.
Amy McGrath has been criticized for the fact that, she lost a winnable race against Andy Barr, who obviously they suffered a tragedy yesterday. We'll tell you about that momentarily. But Amy McGrath has been criticized not only by fellow Democrats, but even Mitch McConnell's campaign said that she thought she could buy her way into a general election, and they went on to say no candidate has ever spent so much to generate support that only exists outside of Kentucky. But she was the odds-on favorite to get the nomination of the Democratic Party and has really faltered down the stretch. It has been surprising of how much support has eroded from Amy McGrath to Charles Booker. Some of what Amy McGrath was able to do, she was riding the Me Too movement, and rightly so. I mean, there was a lot of people from around the country saying we need more women in leadership, and you got liberals around the country that wanted to unseat Mitch McConnell. So they said, let's put all of our chips in on Amy McGrath. But she kind of wilted under the pressure in her KET debate with Charles Booker the other night, or in a debate on KET. She was asked if she had been part of the protest in Louisville, and she said, "No, I've been busy with my family." And she didn't handle the question very well. I don't know that I would have answered it any better, but you have to have an answer to that.
You got to have an answer to that. And that makes me wonder too in people wanting to see more African American representation too. If people aren't going, you know what? We thought about the Me Too movement, but this is really what we need. We need more of a complexion in Congress. So,
well, that's what so Amy McGrath is very 2018. Charles Booker is very 2020. I still don't think that either of them are going to be able to unseat Leader McConnell. But I would have thought that it was her who was more likely than him.
I don't know. My Democratic friends are all saying that they now are they are all now supporting Charles Booker too, because they like his policies. I got sent some of his information the other day saying this is why we're choosing him over Amy McGrath, but we also do want to see more African American representation in our Congress.
No doubt.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be really his race to lose this time.
I just wonder if he made a good charge down the stretch, but I just wonder if at the wire he just didn't have enough horse to overcome McGrath. Like how many votes were already decided for her that just got because she's been running for a year.
Yeah.
You know,
but he's made a really strong voice, though, at the protest in Louisville. He's appeared, and he's
got great closing speed. I just wonder if he was too many lengths behind
we'll see.
At the top of the stretch. And I guess we'll find out. I was going to say we'll find out on Tuesday, but it'll be days after Tuesday before we actually find out. Really sad this morning to hear about the death of Carol Barr, the wife of Representative Andy Barr, who passed away suddenly yesterday at their home in Lexington. She's 39 years of age. Wow. And the statement from Barr's office is, during this tragic time, we respectfully ask for privacy for Congressman Barr and his family to grieve Mrs. Barr being called home to heaven. And they said they may release a more detailed statement at a later date, but right now solely focused on being a father to his two beautiful daughters. His wife Carol leaves behind daughters Eleanor and Mary Clay. Andy is running for re-election on Tuesday's primary. I don't know much about his challenger, if he has one. I'm not sure if he got primaried. I'm sure he's on the ballot. But they've been married since 2008. Yeah. No other details other than that, but way too young.
Absolutely.
39 years of age. President Trump signed an executive order on police reform yesterday, surrounded by lots of law enforcement officers. Following weeks of national protests since the death of George Floyd, President Trump signed an order on policing yesterday that would encourage better police practices and establish a database to keep track of officers with a history of excessive use of force complaints. That's been to officers who have been who've showcased poor judgment one of the things they've been able to hide behind is when they wear out their welcome, I will call it, with a police force somewhere. Usually they can leave town and land somewhere else with another force that a lot of times, chiefs or people who are vetting the candidate for a job may reach out and say, is this person okay? And I say, well, I think they just land somewhere else and continue the same bad behavior. But by having a national database, your record will follow you, and I can see that being helpful. I can also probably see it being. I can see the labor union shoving back on that and saying, "Well, hey, that's what the labor unions are there to do, is to try and get the best bargaining position they can for their members." But I think it seems pretty practical.
Absolutely.
What I do follows me around. So I think it's probably just kind of fair. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell declared that Republicans are developing a serious proposal to reform law enforcement, and they need to do it quickly. They don't really need to they need to show that they're listening and make some quick changes to that where practical. I don't think you just throw the baby out with the bathwater, but I do think that you need to act quickly and swiftly. Lexington has put a moratorium on most no-knock warrants as of earlier this week. Louisville did it last week. Lexington is also saying most of the time no-knock warrants. President Trump's executive order says no chokeholds, by the way, for unless I didn't like the ambiguity of this. No chokeholds unless the officer's life is in danger.
I think that gives you too much of a loophole.
I think that gives you a lot of latitude as well, because if I were a law enforcement officer, I'm pretty sure that my spouse would think my life was in danger from the moment I left the house to the moment I got home.
Right.
So what is the level of danger? There's just too much gray area in there.
Yeah.
But hopefully these are the conversations we can have and the ways we can work to find practical solutions that protect everyone involved. In two different statements, the Litchfield Police Department has thanked residents for their generosity and offered guidance on the use of fireworks. They have been grateful for people and businesses that have shown their support for the agency during the last few months, appreciating kind words and such. And then they gave some guidance on fireworks. Just go to K105.com and read it. The ordinance is there and what you're allowed to do.
It's pretty simple.
What you can't be doing.
Yeah. 10 to 10.
Yeah. 10:01, you
Done.
can't be doing that.
Can't be doing that. No.
If you don't use a long fuse at 9:59:45.
Because you can't be doing that either.
Because you can't be doing that. At 10:01, fireworks.
Done.
Right. Because you can't be doing that. With everything that's been going on.
Yeah.
You can't be doing that.
doing fireworks.
Whitney, that's
after
been
10
our
o'clock.
new. We have
I gathered
discovered that is our go-to. It is it's our mic drop excuse for everything. Now, if you don't want to do something, all you're required to say, with everything that's been going on. See, it's well tested.
I wonder if I could do that on my kid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you
Yeah.
can.
Okay.
No one can object in any way.
No.
With everything that's been going on, any issue's been neutralized. You need to take out the garbage. Well, with everything that's been going on, I'm trying to social distance from the garbage. The University of Kentucky announces plans for the fall restart. UK will open its fall semester in mid-August with in-person classes continuing until Thanksgiving break. So they'll do finals for right before Thanksgiving and then won't come back until the first of the year. And I think that's probably good. Go make a semester of it, then take a longer break, come back, and maybe the social distancing.
They are only losing, or they're not really losing anything because it's dead week and finals week after Thanksgiving anyway.
Right. Yeah. There's not a lot going on. So it will be interesting to see how universities everywhere make the preparation and get ready for the upcoming school year. But no matter what they do, all they have to do is say, well, with everything that's been going on, we're doing the best we can. Whitney Carmen is our guest co-host today. Glad she's here. Hang around. We've got plenty more on the way here on In the Know.
At Litchfield Litchfield Pediatrics, we don't just love our community, we love yours too. Now offering telehealth appointments for visits for mental health such as ADHD or depression, and for visits that do not require a physical exam such as rashes or pink eye. If parents have questions about what is eligible for telehealth, call Litchfield Pediatrics at 270-259-5641.
Successful small business owners know that having an ally in decoding the data of your business performance is vital. A trusted source that can interpret financial reports, advise on tax code, and assess overall performance can be the difference between sleepless nights and peace of mind. The certified public accounting firm of Buckles, Travis, and Hart is your ally in making sure your business is performing at an optimum level. Call or contact today to find out how Buckles, Travis, and Hart can help fine-tune your business to create peak performance. 270-259-5604. GraysonCPAs.com.
Core-Mark Kentucky Division is hiring second shift full case selectors to work in their Litchfield warehouse. If you have a solid work history, can work 4 10-hour shifts, and would like an awesome benefit package with immediate paid holidays, sick time, and paid vacation during your first year, you can make up to $15 per hour in your first 90 days. If you are able to pass a physical, drug test, and background check, go to careers.coremark.com. Core-Mark is the power of one, strengthened by all. An equal opportunity employer. Careers.coremark.com.
Every second in the United States, a ton of lumber is destroyed by termites. Long before you see proof, termites have taken a bite out of your home. Thousands of dollars in damage can add up before you even notice the problem. Contact the Litchfield Exterminating Professionals to protect your home or business. It's about peace of mind. Only 24/7 protection from the world's best will give you that. Litchfield Exterminating serves Grayson County and surrounding areas. Call Litchfield Exterminating today, 259-6285, or toll free 1-800-517-2388. What's eating at your home?
Today, your McDonald's order could be more than an order. It could be the first meal you've enjoyed back inside your favorite Mickey D's. It could be a quick bite after getting a fresh cut from a real barber. Or it could be your way of getting back to feeling like yourself again. Whatever this order is, McDonald's will be here to take it.
Get a McChicken and small fries bundle for just $2. And enjoy any soft drink in our new large insulated cup for just $1 more. Prices and participation may vary. Dining rooms are starting to reopen in certain communities.
You know what sounds fun? Holiday World sounds fun. We're talking the kind of fun that takes 128 acres to contain it. The kind of fun that leads to the sounds of silence on the car ride home. Because the kids will be sleeping. The kind of fun you need to start having today. But you can only get tickets online and only at holidayworld.com.
Free soft drinks, free parking, free sunscreen.
That was fun.
Airbnb has taken on racial discrimination on its own platform. Housing site is partnering with racial justice group Color of Change to create tools and policies to combat bias against Black users and other people of color. Airbnb's Project Lighthouse will measure discrimination based on perception using a methodology that determines the race someone might associate with a first name and profile photo. They'll then study discrepancies and see if it resulted in discrimination and bias. DoorDash is expanding its offerings and will deliver non-prescription items from CVS Pharmacy. Customers in select cities can order over 3,000 items from CVS, ranging from groceries to cleaning products and over-the-counter medicines. Lego's new Mindstorming kits lets kids build their own walking and talking robots. 949-piece set comes with instructions to build 5 robots and is designed to help teach children about STEM skills. New set will run you $360. Tech Report, Larry.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Today is Garbage Man Day today.
I really like my garbage man. We've failed to put the garbage out for so many weeks that Jason's been gone working that he called to check on us to make for sure we were okay. That we did get the garbage out this morning.
Garbage Man too. You know why? He takes the garbage away.
Yes, he does.
It's good. I'm also thinking about the last this season of American Idol when they had the garbage man, the singing garbage man who came on. It was a great story.
Oh yeah, he was great. Right?
He had no musical ability, but he could sing.
He was the one. Like Brian sat down at the piano and said, "Can you hit this?"
Yeah,
and he
he
did.
Gave
They
this
were
note,
like,
just follow me. Right.
I think that's the only episode of the whole show that I watched.
well, it was the best one. So you're in luck.
It was. It's Apple Strudel Day today.
Oh yeah.
And it is Eat Your Vegetables Day
Okay.
today.
Well, there's that. Or have a vitamin. That's what I do.
Either one.
Yeah.
Whitney Carmen, Grayson County Extension Agriculture Agent, is our guest co-host today. Eat Your Vegetables Day seems to line up perfectly because the farmers market is underway today.
Yeah, it is.
And you all have been doing that with social distancing. And how's that been going with the modifications?
I think it's been going well. Our biggest challenge has been the vendors, having produce available. So, there is only one set up right now because the other ones are, they're a little bit behind because of the weather. But we are still following the rules that are set by the government.
By Andy.
Yeah, by
Andy sets the rules, sure.
And so the one thing that has been relaxed is that now it used to be one person per family can go, one person per household, but now the whole family can go. We just still ask that you practice the social distancing and, don't touch the produce as much as you can. Those things that could potentially spread the germs.
Right. When we were working with Susan to get advertising information, advertising information online about the farmers market, I did like the idea. This was the sentiment that I came away with. If you grope the fruit, you bought the fruit.
Yes.
If you got a knock
touch
on
it, you buy it.
If you touch the fruit, then congratulations, you own the fruit. And then also exciting for some of the folks in your building as well, seeing a lot of earth moved down on Quarry Road, so exciting things to come.
Yes, we are really excited. We are constructing a new extension office, which will hopefully be able to house more programming and allow us to socially distance program a little bit better because it'll be a larger space. We are outdoing our walls. The three of us at the office stay pretty busy, and we tend to fight like sisters over the building, or the office, the big room. So, that's a great thing. We feel like that's a growth aspect. And so we're excited that this has been a long time coming, and we are excited to get that underway.
When you have more people trying to utilize all the vast services of the extension service, that would indicate that you're doing your job correctly because more people want to utilize. They realize the importance and the value that you present. So that happens. You need additional resources and space to be able to do that. So anytime you see big projects like that happening, they excite me because I think, well, what's that going to be in the future? And so it's looking good.
And we'll have a groundbreaking at some point. It's just whenever the rules let us do that.
Yeah.
So.
Can't be doing that.
Let me guess. With everything that's been going on?
Pretty much.
Father's Day coming up this weekend. If fathers were really in charge, in the world, garbage would take itself out.
Yeah.
Fathers would figure out a way the garbage could be autonomous and just take itself out. I thought that was important here on Garbage Man Day. If fathers were really in charge, phones would cut off after 30 seconds of conversation.
I can agree with that.
If you can't accomplish it in about 30 seconds, can it really be accomplished? I think not. If fathers were really in charge, nodding and looking at your watch would be an acceptable response to "I love you." I love you. All right. Yeah. All right then. Good looking out. Yeah. Report card comments would be limited to "Nice hustle. You'll get them next time."
Yes.
That's a very fatherly thing to say.
It's a great one.
Good hustle. You'll get them next time. A lot like an at-bat. He struck out. That's all right. You'll get them. He'll get them next time. If fathers were really in charge, if your wife really needed to talk to you in the middle of a ball game, she'd appear in a little box in the corner of the TV screen during a timeout.
And she'd get it done in 30 seconds or less.
She'd pop on,
Yeah,
right?
the time of a commercial.
This is only a 30-second timeout. I'm
Right,
going to
right.
need you.
And DVR has really put a hindrance on that too.
Yeah.
Because we can pass
it
those
has.
up now.
That's right. You don't even get natural
Yeah.
breaks anymore. Skip.
We watch it. We wait 20 minutes to start before we.
Oh, yeah. That's smart.
That's we do it as well. We call it
sad.
banking time.
Yes.
So you want to bank some time on this show and then start at 20 after the hour. And
Yep.
We can get finished at the same time we would have. And if fathers were really in charge, a giant foam hand saying you're number one would be an acceptable anniversary gift.
Every year. Yeah, same gift every year.
You're number one.
Where's that foam finger? The anniversary's coming up.
You can even get different colored ones, though. It was
Just
a red
reuse
one,
the
it's a
same
blue
one,
one this year. I mean, whatever it might be.
Bedazzle it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's right. Seems like to me, Natalie Tall could do a class
Yeah. She
on
could.
bedazzling your foam finger.
Yep.
I think that's right up her alley. A new study says adult life, dads, don't be so hard on your kids, because a study says adult life is harder for teens who had controlling parents. Teens who feel their parents are overly controlling may have more difficulty with romantic relationships as adults. Research shows that kids with controlling parents can have difficulty developing autonomy, which is the ability to think for themselves and act independently. Kids with controlling parents may struggle when it comes to expressing their emotions or asking for what they need.
Yeah.
Define controlling, though.
Well, I read, and I can't remember, it was here in the building. I picked it up by Dr. James Dobson. It was a parenting book. Do you remember the name of that one?
I don't,
had
but
here?
I think I know where there's a copy.
It is a fabulous book. I read it when my kids were probably 8, 9, and 11, and it changed the way, or it changed my perception of controlling my kids to every year we added new responsibilities, and then even talked about their relationships. Let them, like, you need to be a standard, you need to be an example, and they need to see you operate in your relationship so that they have an example, but you need to let them really move forward and then come back and ask questions. And he encouraged, don't get involved unless you if you really feel like it's taking a detrimental turn to a dangerous place mentally, emotionally, or physically.
I read that headline this morning and thought, my parents were the opposite. Well, I shouldn't say they're the opposite of controlling, because the opposite of controlling would be apathy and lack of care, and so. But there was not controlling. There was enough room to make the mistakes that you're going to make, but also enough care and enough guidance to establish guardrails.
Yes.
To keep you out of you might get in a ditch, but you wouldn't be over the cliff.
Well, and I think we as parents, we know we have enough perception, enough experience to go, I see where this is headed. And his advice was to let it happen or stop it, but then to work it out for them. This is what's going to happen, or this is why this happened, and have them really give them foresight and build that foresight with every decision. So that is, I wish I knew the name of it. That is an excellent book. I think every parent should read.
And the other thing I realized when thinking through the process of where my parents fit in that model as well was their go-to was obviously example to emulate.
Yes.
That was what they chose, is that if they exhibit the behavior that should be mirrored or emulated, then it could go a long way toward you figuring it out for yourself. You go, oh, when you do this, these things happen. Okay, makes sense. Let's do that. Hard to go wrong when it's that way. A new survey says 76% of American families are in need of a digital detox post-pandemic. A lot of data. We absorbed a lot of data from March 15th through...
I mean, we got to the end of the internet.
Sure.
And we turned around.
We all tested out on Netflix. We went, I don't need my Netflix subscription anymore. I did it all. It's like
workbook full.
I'm going to turn this back in.
Yeah.
I read it cover to cover.
Pretty sure I got an A.
Signed the jacket. I'm right there. 3/4 of American families need a digital detox. After self-isolation, parents surveyed said they expect to ask their children to get off a digital device an average of 7 times a day. So it's no wonder 68% said they plan to limit their family's screen time this summer. 76% of those surveyed said their screen time and technology limits are with good intentions so they can spend time with their family this summer. The top 20 summer activities for families during COVID-19: playing board games, camping the backyard, making arts and crafts, reading books, building blankets and pillow forts, making breakfast as a family, teaching my kids as a new skill, making a home movie theater, playing with water guns, and eating popsicles would be the top portions of the list.
Sounds like a pretty good summer.
Yeah, it does sound like a lot of fun. And my question is the summer of 2020 going to be completely and totally different than any other summer in our lifetime.
I think so. Yeah.
Less theme park,
More family time.
more
More
campground,
home. Yeah.
or backyard camping.
Well, and
or
I live on the lake or close to the lake, and I saw it for myself. There is a lot more people
Is there?
going out and
Lot of
about
congestion.
and enjoying the outdoors. If you go to any of the sporting goods stores, you notice that all the fishing poles are gone, all the camping stuff is gone, all of the outdoor stuff. So, I can
Yeah.
see where that would be the case.
people having to be creative in the way that we had to be creative during self-isolation. Now having to be creative how you can be isolation, check the isolation box and be outdoors
Yeah.
at the same time.
Or be more like it was when I was a kid, and that's what you did anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Because you
like,
didn't have,
we-
can't
you
afford
didn't
the
have-
theme park.
Yeah.
But we did
Go
all
play in
the
the
things.
dirt.
Some Planters products now have the new baby nut mascot on them in a weird twist to 2020. I take you back to 2 weeks before the Super Bowl.
Right.
You remember Planters rolled out this thing where Mr. Peanut died in a crash.
Yep.
And then Kobe Bryant died in a crash, and they had to pull the Super Bowl commercial
Right.
and say, "Hey, this is in poor taste."
Right.
Then pandemic set, and we all forgot about Mr. Peanut was
I was
gone.
going to say, I feel like that was years ago.
It does feel like years ago, and now Baby Peanut
Has emerged.
has emerged on some Planters cans available in stores. Okay,
He's an interesting take on Baby Peanut.
he is. He's a combination of Mr. Peanut and Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
Nathan's hot dog contest will take place, but without
Doris
a
is
crowd
out.
to eat it up. The annual 4th of July tradition's been held since 1972. I'm okay if they do away with that.
I hate that.
I think it's a perversion
gross.
of good hot dogs.
I think it's just a perversion of a lot of things. I don't.
Makes my stomach hurt.
It's so gross to watch. Oh,
And a quick life hack for you today. I can't believe we've never figured this out. Hanging pictures.
okay.
Here's a life hack to hanging pictures on the wall. Use some toothpaste where the point of the back of your picture needs to meet the nail on the wall. So wherever your hanging hardware
Oh
is
my
on the back of
gosh.
your frame, put toothpaste and then go put your picture on the wall where you want it. And then when it comes away, the toothpaste will be on the wall, and that's where you drive your nail.
We are ridiculous that we've not figured this out yet.
It's why is it that we needed TikTok to teach us this?
I don't know.
Just
We
when
should-
I thought TikTok was useless.
We have posable thumbs. We should have figured this out long ago.
We're so far advanced.
We got to get to a break. Your chance to win is coming up next. We will play You Pick Trivia for Holiday World tickets straight ahead here on In the Know.
My name is Jessica Embry, and I'm asking for your vote for Litchfield City Council. I have devoted over a decade of my life to serving the citizens of Litchfield, and I have always strived to make Litchfield a better place to live, work, and play. My educational background in healthcare administration, along with my experience in project development, networking, and management, will allow me to bring positive change to the city of Litchfield. I'm Jessica Embry, and I humbly ask for your vote for Litchfield City Council on June 23rd.
Mitch McConnell's big rescue bill. Who really got rescued? Hundreds of billions for big corporations and wealthy investors, while Mitch McConnell has refused to give more aid to Kentucky. He said the state should just declare bankruptcy, which would destroy pensions for teachers, police, and firefighters, and lead to devastating cuts to services. Listen to Governor Beshear.
Bankruptcy would be disastrous. That judge could do anything from raise taxes on your people to making disastrous cuts to law enforcement and education and health care.
I'm Amy McGrath, and over 500,000 Kentuckians have lost their jobs. Those are the people I'll fight for, not special interests in big corporations. I'm running for Senate, and I approve this message, because what good is a powerful senator if he only uses his power for the few and tells the rest of us to declare bankruptcy? We deserve better than that.
Paid for by Amy McGrath for Senate.
With the Sicilian Bank's person-to-person payments, you won't need to worry about having cash to split the bill or remembering to write your friend that check. Using the Sicilian Bank's online banking or mobile banking app, you can conveniently transfer money from your checking account to someone else's in just a few simple steps. For more information about the Sicilian Bank's person-to-person payments, visit thesicilianbank.com Call or stop by one of our locations today. The Sicilian Bank made better just for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When you're ready for an unforgettable golf getaway, just pick your park, then hit the course. Nestled in beautiful surroundings, 13 Kentucky state parks offer top-notch golf on nationally recognized courses. Overnight packages also add resort accommodations and amenities to the mix, creating the perfect opportunity to tee up a good time. Book your Kentucky State Parks golf getaway at parks.ky.gov.
Core-Mark Kentucky Division is hiring second shift full case selectors to work in their Litchfield warehouse. If you have a solid work history, can work 4 10-hour shifts, and would like an awesome benefit package with immediate paid holidays, sick time, and paid vacation during your first year, you can make up to $15 per hour in your first 90 days. If you are able to pass a physical, drug test, and background check, go to careers.coremark.com. Core-Mark is the power of one, strengthened by all. An equal opportunity employer. Careers.coremark.com.
Eliminate the threat of termites before damage adds up. Because termites can't detect Termidor, they die after ingesting treated material around your home. The Centricon system with always active technology begins the termite colony elimination process without delay and offers continuous property protection from termites with monitored bait systems on your property. For an effective and environmentally friendly solution to termites, contact the experts at Litchfield Exterminating, 259-6285.
K105 Weather is brought to you by Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
Sunny skies back in the forecast for your Wednesday. Highs just a little bit warmer than where we were yesterday, warming into the low to mid 80s for your highs. For tonight, we're down into the 50s and low 60s under mostly clear skies. Tomorrow, watching for a few isolated storms and highs into the mid 80s. From the Wave for News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrew.
All summer.
This is the 105 Days of Summer. It's going to be the hottest summer yet. Brought to you by Midway Pharmacy. On the Twin Lakes Best Mix, K105.
Did you know the population of the Earth has more than doubled in the last 50 years? So what will happen 50 years from now? Can our Earth handle double?
I don't know. Is our U.S. population is declining though, is it not?
Yes, but the world population is so.
How many? Where are we at? 6 billion.
I don't know, but that's.
They said we'd be 9 billion by 2050, is what I'd heard.
Maybe why we're looking to go to Mars.
Yeah.
we need to shuttle some people over to Mars.
What's the Dan Brown book we read?
Inferno.
Yeah, you need to read Inferno.
It's
interesting.
It'll tell you why it's a concern.
Yeah,
without a doubt. The Misty, as you know, You Pick Trivia served us very well during the pandemic. It kept our noggins agile. Yep. It kept us sane. Right. You gave us an opportunity. But remember, the vast prizes that we gave away during the pandemic of You Pick Trivia was shiny new nothing.
Bags and bags of
bags, unlimited supply, as much nothing as you wanted was 100% yours. And so I sort of hate to just completely and totally abandon You Pick Trivia.
Okay.
Because it served us so well. So I would like to play You Pick Trivia Father's Day edition for some Holiday World tickets. You call 270-259-6000 right now, 270-259-6000. If you would like to play You Pick Trivia Father's Day edition, so the girls will be here to help. You get a 1 in 4 chance of it. I give you 4 different answers. You pick which one you think is likely, and you can win Holiday World and Splash and Safari tickets, which opens today. I said it opened yesterday. Yesterday was Tuesday. Today is the day that Holiday World reopens.
If you've been standing in line since yesterday and it's Mark's fault, you get an extra bag of nothing.
And your name is probably Clark W. Griswold.
Don't hit the moose.
That's right. Don't
hit the moose.
Definitely don't do that. While the phones queue up, U.S. Open 2020 is happening. with precautions during the coronavirus pandemic. Good to hear the U.S. Open is continuing. It will go on as planned. The Bold and the Beautiful will become the first U.S. series to resume shooting amid the pandemic. Oh, good. It has been funny to watch. If you see when soap operas are normally supposed to be on, the screen crawls that they put at the bottom when they have to, because they don't want people to get confused. Did this person come back to life?
Right.
But they killed him off the show and now he's back. And
They should be playing like the ones from the 80s and 90s because I just want to see the hairdos and the wardrobe.
Yeah.
Right?
I got it.
Just play
I
some
got it.
old ones. That's fun.
Okay, Whitney, pick a number between 1 and 6.
4.
4 it is. Okay, Xavier gets the shot. Good morning, Xavier. How are you?
Good.
Okay, so you played You Pick Trivia during the COVID, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So I'm going to give you a question. This is You Pick Trivia Father's Day edition. And because you have help from the ladies, you have to get all 3 correct to win the tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay. Okay.
All right. So You Pick Trivia, Dad's Day edition, question number 1. Who is Meg, Chris, and Stewie's father in Family Guy? Who is Meg, Chris, and Stewie's father in Family Guy? Is it A, Peter Griffin, B, Chris Griffin, C, Mickey Griffin, or D, Gryffindor?
I know that.
Is it Peter, Chris, Mickey, or Gryffindor? Misty, who do you say it is?
It's Peter.
You say it's Peter. Whitney, who do you say it is?
Peter.
Xavier, who is it?
Well, I do not know, but I'm going to go with them.
You're going to
So
trust.
I'm gonna take her.
You're going to trust the girls. Is that your final answer?
Yes.
That is correct. You are 1 for 1.
My meat
Congratulations.
lab professor would
you
be
got
proud of me.
correct answers. You got to get all 3. How many daughters did Charles Ingalls have in Little House on the Prairie? How many daughters did Charles Ingalls have in Little House on the Prairie? Was it 1, 2, 3, or 4.5? Was it 1, 2, 3, or 4.5? Misty, I'll ask you first. How many daughters did Charles Ingalls have?
Mary, Laura, and Carrie.
So is that total 3?
If you can count, that's 3.
Okay, Whitney,
Very
how
good.
many daughters did Charles Ingalls have on Little House on the Prairie?
3.
3. Xavier, what say you?
I agree. 3.
You say it's 3?
Wait,
It's
was there another baby that came along?
not 4.5? Okay, so 3. Xavier, is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct. You're 2 for 2. Now you're down to this final question. For 2 tickets to Holiday World and Splash and Safari, finish Belle's quote about her dad in Beauty and the Beast. Finish Belle's quote about Maurice in Beauty and the Beast. She said, "My father's not crazy. He's a genius, an inventor, an artist, or insane." Finish Belle's quote about Maurice in Beauty and the Beast. My father's not crazy. He's A, a genius, B, an inventor, C, an artist, or D, insane. Whitney, which is it?
I think it's a genius.
You think it's genius.
Yeah.
Misty, what do you think?
I think it's genius, too.
You think it's genius. You all have not varied from one another. You all have been consistent in your answers. Xavier, is he a genius, an inventor, an artist, or insane?
That's it.
I guess I should watch my Disney movies closer.
Okay.
I guess I'm going to go with them.
You're going to go with
So,
them?
A genius.
A
Yeah.
genius. Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
It paid off.
Okay.
That is correct.
I was going to say, I have a
I-
6-year-old that
you're
watched this just last week.
I just saw the live version
Yeah.
last week.
Well, that's what we watched.
My father's not
yeah.
crazy. He's
a genius.
genius. Congratulations, Xavier. You won 2 tickets to Holiday World and Splash and Safari. Have fun
Thank
at Santa Claus. Hold on. We're going to get some information from you. There you go. You picked Trivia Father's Day edition. That was fun. Good job, ladies. Well done. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got plenty more on the way. Hang on here on In the Know.
Today I've got a simple idea that will help you build a great marriage. It's a lot of fun, too. Laugh together. Studies show that couples who laugh together are healthier, happier, and more connected. Even little giggles between you and your spouse create relational bonds that draw you closer together. That's because laughter is a powerful connector. In fact, laughter is mostly about connection and only partially about humor. Studies show that we laugh more when we're with someone than when we're alone. My wife and I have sure discovered that to be true. Some of our greatest memories together involve Jean and me simply laughing. A few times it's been tough to stop. We've laughed so hard for so long that we started laughing at each other's laughing. So there you go. Laugh, and the more the better. Author Ted Cunningham encourages couples to strive for a laughter-to-conflict ratio of 100 to 1. That sounds like a lot, but it's the heart behind the numbers that counts. The important thing is that you want your marriage to have as many points of connection as possible, and laughter is a great one. And if you're worried you have to be a comedian to fill your marriage with laughter, don't worry. The point isn't to sit around telling jokes to one another. It's about finding the humor in everyday life. It's about enjoying your life as much as possible together with a smile on your face. For Focus on the Family, I'm Jim Daly.
Today, your McDonald's order could be more than an order. It could be the first meal you've enjoyed back inside your favorite Mickey D's. It could be a quick bite after getting a fresh cut from a real barber. Or it could be your way of getting back to feeling like yourself again. Whatever this order is, McDonald's will be here to take it.
Get a McChicken and small fries bundle for just $2. And enjoy any soft drink in our new large insulated cup for just $1 more. Prices and participation may vary. Dining rooms are starting to reopen in certain communities.
Take your remodeling project to the next level and transform an ordinary space into an extraordinary one with Masonite doors and atrium windows from Future Designs. With Masonite and Atrium, you get countless design options that give you unmatched flexibility, energy-efficient glass choices, hardware, and more. So don't just remodel, transform with Masonite doors and atrium windows built around you. Start your transformation at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
You know what sounds fun? Holiday World sounds fun. We're talking the kind of fun that takes 128 acres to contain it. The kind of fun that leads to the sounds of silence on the car ride home. Because the kids will be sleeping. The kind of fun you need to start having today. But you can only get tickets online and only at holidayworld.com.
Free soft drinks, free parking, free sunscreen.
That was fun.
Mitch McConnell's big rescue bill. Who really got rescued? Hundreds of billions for big corporations and wealthy investors. While Mitch McConnell has refused to give more aid to Kentucky, he said the state should just declare bankruptcy, which would destroy pensions for teachers, police, and firefighters and lead to devastating cuts to services. Listen to Governor Beshear.
Bankruptcy would be disastrous. That judge could do anything from raise taxes on your people to making disastrous cuts to law enforcement and education and health care.
I'm Amy McGrath, and over 500,000 Kentuckians have lost their jobs. Those are the people I'll fight for, not special interests in big corporations. I'm running for Senate, and I approve this message, because what good is a powerful senator if he only uses his power for the few and tells the rest of us to declare bankruptcy? We deserve better than that.
Paid for by Amy McGrath for Senate.
I see you, but you're gone. Telephone the doctor, I'm not okay. I go to the bottom of the bottle to fill this empty heart up. 1,000 proof, don't change the truth. I dial the blood, I can't drink you away.
MB's Point to Ponder for today. Notice the best thing about the good old days is that we were neither good nor old.
Yep.
I mean, that's sort of the most important part about the good old days is
young and dumb.
a lack of good
Right.
and a lack of old. Just kind of happens that way. On TV tonight, Game On. So Rob Gronkowski is the anchor of one team, Venus Williams the anchor of the other. They're joined by comic Nicole Byer and Big Papi David Ortiz. On PBS tonight, the series premiere of Prehistoric Road Trip. A journey through billions of years of Earth's past includes some of the planet's earliest life forms, from primitive bacteria to giant reptiles. Wonder where Adam and Eve fit into the telecast this evening.
Yeah, I don't know.
Be anxious to see.
Yeah. And do they have belly buttons or not?
That's right. Good to know. One of life's great mysteries.
It really is.
The highlight in history for today, 1972 President Nixon's eventual downfall began with the arrest of 5 burglars inside the Democratic headquarters in Washington, D.C.'s Watergate complex. I remember it well. Forrest Gump's the one that phoned them in. Forrest Gump called the cops and said, you all need to go over there. So did Forrest Gump bring down President Nixon? I guess he did. In 1579, Sir Francis Drake arrived in present-day Northern California, naming it New Albion and claiming English sovereignty. I had no idea. I don't know how I missed that factoid in history class, but
yeah,
I didn't know Northern California was New Albion.
I didn't either.
In 1928, Amelia Earhart embarked on a transatlantic flight from Newfoundland to Wales. In 1944, the Republic of Ireland was established. Ireland. In 1967, China successfully tested its first hydrogen bomb. Birthdays today. Singer Barry Manilow is 77. Former House Speaker Newt Gingrich is 77. Comedian Joe Piscopo is 69. Actor Thomas Hayden Church is 60. Greg Kinnear is 57. Will Forte is 50. Venus Williams is 40. Kendrick Lamar is 33 today. Gone but not forgotten, Igor Stravinsky in 1882. Red Foley in 1910. String Bean in 1915. String Bean was a staple on the Grand Ole Opry. Bud Collins was born this date in 1929. Famous tennis Hall of Famer and announcer for those of us who are missed his playing career. Chart toppers. Let's go to 1949. Vaughn Monroe, number 1.
That old couple went right now one dark and windy day. Upon a ridge he rested as he went along his way. When all at once a mighty herd of red-eyed cows he saw plowing through the ragged sky and up a cloudy draw.
Ghost Riders in the Sky.
Probably not going to download it on the iTunes today, but
No?
probably not.
Not going to give it a heart?
Probably not. Not going to save my $1.29 for something else.
Oh, you don't get no spending cash.
1958, The Coasters.
You don't scrub that kitchen floor.
You ain't gonna
rock and roll no more. Yakety yak.
Don't go back.
Just finished cleaning up your room.
Remember that was remade in the 80s. Don't do crack.
Oh,
It was not. It was not. Don't talk back in the 80s. As a matter of fact, I think it was Nancy Reagan was on the remix.
Uh-huh.
It
Yep.
Yaggity yak.
Just say no.
Don't
do crack.
It works, does it not?
Yeah, and then in the 90s it was crack as well.
According to Whitney. 1967 Jefferson Airplane.
You better find somebody to love.
That song weirds me out now after Cable Guy.
It is kind of creepy.
Like it just
has
now
a creepy.
it has a creepy vibe to it because of Jim Carrey.
It's in a creepy key. That
Yeah,
key
it
is creepy.
Like nobody sings in that key. It doesn't even exist.
Let's go to 1976.
Look like I get you.
Dorothy
off my
Moore,
mind,
number 1.
but I can't.
Misty, what's the name of this song?
Misty Blue.
Just the thought of you
How did you know that?
turns my whole world.
I know all the songs with the name Misty in them. They have been sent
All
to
four
me
of them?
over and over the years. Yes. Yeah.
All 4 of them. Let's go to the year 1985. Bryan Adams.
If you don't own his greatest hits, just do it. It is so close.
It's the opposite of Nancy Reagan. It's
Yes.
Nike. Just do it.
Yes. Just do it.
That's a good dilemma. You know, instead of, you can't always do what would Jesus do. You just go, do I Nancy Reagan or do I Nike?
Yeah.
Just say no or just do it?
Yeah.
Which do I do?
Yeah.
Let's go to 2003.
Just skipping right over the 90s.
Mm-hmm. All for one, I swear.
Oh, yeah, good for you.
Just kind of.
Just take a tall leap.
Just couldn't really do it.
Yeah.
It's like,
I swear.
The gunsmoke settles, we'll sing a victory tune. And we'll
2003.
I'm not allowed to sing this one.
17 years ago, Dave.
our glasses against evil forces.
Toby, Keith, and Willie.
Whiskey for my men, beer for my horses.
Misty, you can sing it. It says nothing about women.
Yeah,
it's just for the men and the horses.
Yeah, I just can't. I'm not allowed to say the word horses.
Oh, I thought it was the whiskey you were
Yeah,
worried about. Let's go to 2012. 8 years ago today, Gautier and somebody that I used to know.
If I say it slow enough, I can get it right. It's just when you're singing it, you get a little too quick, and it could be beer for other
You
things
drop a
than
syllable
horses.
or two.
I drop a syllable.
Yeah. You throw a syllable or two. Yeah, it's it's
Changes the whole dynamic of the song. It
sure does.
Right.
Yeah, you want to be in the car with the kids when you're singing it the wrong way.
Right. I can't tell you how. I remember when I was a kid at Caneyville Elementary School, and they would come through once in a while and round up all the kids to go to speech. Now I know that's where you've been going in the afternoons. They come through and round you up,
round me up
to go work on making sure you don't drop syllables out on important words
newscast,
like horses.
Yeah.
I got it.
Getcha.
Whitney, thanks for coming in.
Yeah,
It's
glad to be here.
Good to see you post-pandemic.
Yeah, I'm glad to be out.
Hopefully you won't stay
Broke out.
gone near as long this time, but that's sort of up to the Rona.
Yeah, kind of is.
Not entirely up to you and I. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today: if opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for another edition of our show. For Misty Thomas, for Whitney Carmen, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
Powered by Heritage Media of Kentucky, WKHG Litchfield, Kentucky, USA, 104.9 FM, the Twin Lakes Best Mix, K105.